I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I fear any other YouTuber, but if I had to get into a battle, a standoff, or like who's gonna shoot first with this nigga, it's like I would really think about what ammunition I'm bringing. Like you would have to be really direct because he has a level.
Well, you got to tell them this is a new segment. Tell them what we were talking about.
Well, I was about to do that. My nigga.
Sorry.
We're talking about D'Angelo. D'Angelo recently took notice that out of this whole situation, Andrew Flack, the person who produced these jokes, has gotten nothing. Has gotten no slander, no criticism, no anything. So he took it upon himself to do so. Lauren, can we pull this video up?
To stay on business.
For sure. There's a combination of like snarkiness,
tact,
and truth that is dangerous to fight against. It's almost like you can't. It's like you're handcuffed and he's punching you in the face.
And D'Angelo, just brief history. First of all, the nigga a legend in terms of YouTube. In terms of he's been around for years. I remember when before he disappeared, like months ago, he had just disappeared for like years and shit.
Okay,
he came back, been on his shit.
Because even on his YouTube channel, it's a little.
Now he's not buying
there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But nah, D'Angelo's a legend. Shout out to him.
I don't want this nigga on my case at all.
Nigga, this is.
Do we even put him on the screen?
If anybody.
Yes.
This is the worst person to get sicked onto you.
Yeah.
If you're a YouTuber, if you make content, he only knew of Andrew Schulz for 48 hours.
Yeah, he didn't know much
summed him up like, this nigga's racist.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear anything else. This is all that there is. Go to. There's so many different places that we can start in here.
The first one, he blatantly says it. He says it right here.
All right, let's go with that. That's good. That's a good moment.
Out of the way early. Andrew Schulz is racist. I know I'm on the internet and people get their feelings hurt really easily by that word. I know I'm supposed to say like, oh yeah, he might have said an offensive joke. I don't know if that means he's actually he's racist. It's apparent from this podcast clip that started going viral recently, where you can see so many men with microphones, with these two being guests on the podcast and this being our friend Andrew. So the conversation turns to black women, and the guests James and Fuhad start talking about the black girlfriend effect.
Wait, what is the black girlfriend effect? This
you don't know about
just
it.
Glow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend. All of a sudden, he's got buzz cut, like clean shape up.
So as they explain, this effect is a man glowing up when he gets a black girlfriend, leveling up his drip, magnifying the riz, etc. It's a silly joke, completely harmless, but notice how immediately Andrew has to swoop in and shoot down the idea that a black woman could ever improve somebody's life. Even as they're talking, he's uncomfortable.
They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about it all the time.
Now, I really want you to analyze the scene that's about to unfold. I almost wish I could get David Attenborough to analyze this, like just these people and their natural habitat. You can see in Andrew's face that he is calculating. He's waiting. He's just repeated the racist stereotype that black women are angry, right? Constantly complaining to the point of causing stress for their partners. And James and Fuhad have a choice. Actually, the same choice that every man is faced with constantly when he's in a room with only men. Am I gonna let this slide?
I will say that
he's picking and choosing, but
creators like him as well too.
They're dangerous.
Yeah, because it's like
they're fake journalists.
He's also, even though I like how well this hit piece was done, he's also one of those people that like, nigga, what does make you fucking happy though?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And ultimately that's the crux of all of these people in this lane, because it's like after a while you're just snarky.
I really don't know what is the perfect day? What's the perfect content?
What's the best
What's the
meal?
perfect dialogue? Like what can I enjoy that you enjoy that you can tell me from point A to point Z is fucking perfect?
Exactly.
Especially on something like comedy. Like, all right, he has his funny moments in the shit, but nobody's looking at him like he's the funniest motherfucker alive.
Yeah. So when you're talking about this dude, D'Angelo.
So when you're having that conversation, like, first of all, I feel like I have to know what you think about Patrice O'Neal or like a Dave Chappelle to really gauge.
He probably hates both.
To really
of them.
gauge.
I would say more so.
Do you know what I mean?
What do you like? Do you think the Commanders should be renamed the Redskins? Shit
Good
like
one.
that.
Right.
Everything he says after that's how I would base the conversation.
That's a whole
because
fact,
this nigga, you gotta understand, like he's a Gen Zer.
That's the thing. It's like it feels so social justice warrior sometimes to me that I'm like, what do you really care about?
I just want to. I just don't. That's what I've always thought about all these people too. Because I can just every time I've ever had a conversation with them, I'm just like, well, when do we reach happiness?
And
when do we get there? Because everything is fucked. Clearly,
you don't like nothing.
Yeah, bro. It's the only downside.
It's the type of people that once you hurt their feelings, it's really no getting back.
None.
Because even if it's on the lowest level, which I mean, yeah, you could say the joke was racist.
This was a slightly elevated level to be introduced.
He just got offended.
Yes,
technically,
he did.
I think D'Angelo just got offended.
Yeah,
which is reasonable. It's our black women.
It's black women. How could you not?
I love them too.
Did y'all think those jokes are really that harsh jokes?
And that was we was going to get to that conversation.
So, we can do it in here. Yeah,
I think in general.
Can you repeat it real quick?
What was the joke?
It was.
You talking about like? Well, the
Schulz jokes.
The Schulz joke. Well,
it was.
I feel like we played it 3 times, but he essentially said that you get into a relationship with a black woman, you grow the beard for protection. You lose hair because you're getting stressed out. It was a play on the old joke that like they level you up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the effect
he just
of like
went the complete opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? He perverted the idea. That's funny. That's what funny is.
Low hanging, but it's one of those like shots. It's a shot.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shot.
And so the essence of the joke in general, like,
I don't think that Schulz pass with his black girlfriend, his black ex, gets talked about enough. Like if that was a known thing, I feel like it would.
I don't think it's enough though.
I don't think it's enough. It's not enough.
Is it almost
it's
like
not enough?
Is it almost like a racist having black friends?
Yeah, because I can too easily spin it as you were only with her because you fetishized it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like it's different. It's different when like
you only got it so you can grow a beard.
Right. It's like I don't know. It's if you just had. It's just like saying I have a gay friend. Like I have one black friend. I have one gay friend. I did it just to check a box.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? In terms of like relationship wise,
I met my quota of being a good person.
Exactly. It's like it could easily just be a quota. Now, if your like dating history is 20 people, and it's like 40, 60, 50, 50 or something like that, then we can say, all right, nigga, you just like whatever. You know what I'm saying? But 1 out of 20, it's like. I just might have wanted to try some black pussy one time.
Yeah. For the experience.
For the experience. Just to check a box. You know what I'm saying? It's easily flipped.
But that doesn't mean you hate them.
No, it doesn't.
Like
you just didn't like them enough to stay.
Right.
Yeah.
You didn't.
That's how I feel.
You went black and went back.
That's how I feel about white women.
Yeah.
It's like it's no like hate. It's no disdain.
Right.
But it's not about to be just a bunch of love either. Like,
right.
Not about open arms.
Not a bunch of love. Now, Lauren, go to 1134 because we're on the subject of Schulz and his comfortability with the culture.
Yes.
I got you.
People who laugh. I'm sure the number one pushback I'm going to get from people on this video is, no, you're calling him racist, but he has this whole podcast with a black man, the brilliant idiot. But has it occurred to you that I do not care? This isn't a sign of anything other than Charlemagne's willingness to put up with Andrew. And Andrew really seems to have bought into this idea of like a pass from the black community. Even the way he talks is so deliberately put on. Like, just listen and you'll see exactly what I mean.
Can you make sure she was strong enough to do that? That's a heavy door. Let's not play games. Come on now. That was a good ad. That's a Mexican right there. Only a Mexican could whistle like a bluebird. That was incredible.
Come on now. That's a Mexican right there. That was a good whistle. Like, Andrew, why are you speaking like this? Why have you affected this tone when this is how you actually speak?
Yeah, they were putting this version of stand-up out there that just wasn't that funny. And it was just like super cookie cutter, very polite, very kind of like woke, not ruffling any feathers. And I just always found things funnier that were a little bit maybe darker, twisted, devil's advocate-y. Like, what's the worst thing that I can defend in a comedic way?
I actually find that a lot of comedians do this and people are just shockingly okay with it. Where they get up on that stage and it's like, shoot, you're hearing a completely different person. And it's like, you just code switched from white to white with extra steps. What do you mean? Unless you think I'm just reaching or grasping at straws, this is something that thousands of people have acknowledged. When Andrew appeared on Joe Rogan's podcast, which we'll get to in a second, one of the top comments said, Joe should have scheduled a black guy to come on halfway through so we could have 2 hours of white Schulz and 2 hours of black Schulz. It is so very obvious, regardless of whether people want to see it or not. I kind of love his appearance here on the Joe Rogan podcast because it really just exposes how when you take away away the racism, the offensive material. Andrew Schulz doesn't have an original thought in that head of his.
Orangutan is stabbing fish while hanging from a tree like this. They figured out how to use tools.
So if, whoa, this is actually interesting. So if we're watching them in their Stone Age, it's completely plausible that some other life form is watching us in our advanced state of evolution.
He does this so often where he'll just say the most...
He kind of said a lot, but...
It is interesting that he's finding all this in the last 48 hours that we've all been seeing for the last couple years.
Yes.
So he is getting hit with a lot right now.
He's getting hit with a lot, and it's obvious. Like, even we'll watch it in a second after you say, but I think you had to say. But he brings up Shane Gillis, and he doesn't even, the way he's defending Shane Gillis or just like siding with him, he doesn't even know who that nigga is.
Exactly.
He got canceled for saying some other shit about that he probably would find offense to.
For sure.
Or even like the Asian jokes, the Down syndrome jokes.
Yeah.
And it's just,
it's a bunch
It's
of
one of those, you said it perfectly to where it's like, how I meet you is how you are, and there's no coming back from that.
Yeah, it's... Especially these type of niggas.
Right.
And D'Angelo, if you just so happen to watch this, it's nothing wrong with y'all type of niggas.
Because we don't want no problems. If D'Angelo, if you ever make a hit piece about us, there will be no response.
Well,
well, I mean, we're gonna respond. We're not that scared.
It's not like we don't want a problem, but we don't want a problem. We love you, D'Angelo.
Actually, yeah, we would.
But no, we would have to. But we don't.
Hold on, guys. D'Angelo,
no,
we don't want no problems. Fuck this nigga. If problems arise, don't get me wrong, we have solution. We know pet mods.
I'm looking at that
figure it out, but I don't want to do math. I don't want to do math, nigga. Especially with this nigga record. Yeah, like we might lose. This might be a losing battle.
The thing about this community too, like these type of people, is they're the loudest.
Yeah.
So even if you make a beautiful hit piece, they're the loudest on social media.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And context doesn't matter.
No, absolutely
because
not.
a lot of what he said about Schulz, like you literally just don't know the history of him. You don't know that like he was just following Patrice around everywhere he went,
it was just a New York Manhattan kid.
He was just chilling and shit. But
it's interesting. Go to 1748. Actually, excuse me, 1540. My fault, Lon.
Yeah, I thought it was a little far.
My fault, Lon.
1540?
Yeah, somewhere around there. This is where Shane Gillis gets brought up, and it's kind of hilarious that the world keeps putting Schulz and Shane against each other. They keep acting like he's the younger brother that's like taller.
Well, this is Schulz. That's Schulz's fault for sure. That's definitely Schulz's fault.
It's Schulz's fault, but the public is upholding it, and D'Angelo has no idea about that lore, and he's doing it.
I think we're supposed to be fair. I think we're supposed to.
Well,
uphold it. There's a certain level of we have to uphold this.
Tomato. I think.
Yeah, we can't make you forget about the rivalry you started, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't.
And I think
we're gonna make him land it.
Yeah, I'm about to say I think it's smart too. White rivalry is good.
Always.
Black people should always champion
that cracker in the barrel mentality, nigga.
Yeah. Goddamn right. I want to see you niggas. I want to see what is it? Never mind.
Scuffle.
Can crackers be a YouTube name? Would that fly?
Yep, that's fine.
We might do just crackers in a barrel.
That's fine.
See if it works.
To his face. And Andrew's reaction is genuinely incredible to me. It really just confirms every suspicion I had about him, which is that, again, when you take away all of the nonsense, there is absolutely nothing there. He has no legs to stand on. So for context, they pull up this picture of this lifter with Down syndrome who they're comparing to Shane.
Hold on. That's crazy. Oh my God. You look good.
What you're about to see is one of the deepest clips on the internet, because in real time, you're going to see a man in this all-man environment go through the calculations, run the numbers, and try to figure out what will happen if he actually says something. The thing that never happens.
I just want to hear it's a
And then, by golly, he actually says something.
Nah, you look great, dog. Congrats.
I don't think that's funny.
But Yeah, I see that. I see why.
Like, you don't get it, you mean?
Immediately flipping this into, oh, you just don't understand it. Like, watch in real time as this entire podcast of guys just starts crumbling into middle school.
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I don't get the joke. What are you saying?
Yeah, it's okay, dude. It's okay.
Realizing in real time that this is in fact middle school behavior and you can opt out of it is just so fascinating to me to watch. Again, David Attenborough, where are you?
How old are you guys?
Say what?
38, dude.
Oh, wow.
38.
You guys act young as though. You guys, what are you guys, 18?
Also, Andrew Schulz is 40, by the way. Like, actually 40. Like, on God, unironically born in 1983, 40. Like, older than Shane Gillis, 40. What
now, pause.
are you doing with...
He didn't even realize what Shane was doing was a joke in itself.
Exactly.
At the beginning of it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
But
saying?
he got serious afterwards,
Like,
though.
making fun of people who are making fun of people with Down syndrome. It's funny because you're not really morally virtuous, nigga.
And then, like, Shane makes comedy about a bunch of different shit that's...
Wait, I thought from what I remember in that situation, he didn't find that shit.
No,
funny,
he got
for
serious
real.
right after that.
Play it again. Keep playing it.
He got serious.
I'm talking about like the flagrant moment.
Yeah.
There was multiple moments. Well, you're talking about
in the next.
I think
few
you're talking
moments.
about a specific episode where Shane had went on after he did a bunch of other podcasts, and like they kind of pressed him because he wasn't giving it up.
Y'all are talking about the same
That was
thing.
the original. That was the original moment. I'm talking about in this moment. He actually was not fucking with Schulz in that moment.
Correct.
Played. You got to.
That's right here. Right here.
The moment did get it got dragged a little bit, so I can understand him eventually getting annoyed. But initially, the way he responded was a joke in itself.
Okay.
That first part, but just now, now he gets serious.
Your life, my guy. What is any of this? How are you cool with this being your internet presence? I'm sure someone will ask, what does his AIDS have to do with it? It has everything to do with it. This guy is stuck. You want to be black, you'll never be black. You want to be a cool kid, that ship has sailed. You are the cool kid's dad at this point. And this like inauthentic, fake, forced nonsense that has wormed its way into his entire shtick. It's so indicative of Andrew Schulz just being the worst type of comedian, aka a storyteller with no story to tell.
By the way,
that's valid.
These guys are awesome. They're having fun.
Yeah.
For you guys to sit here and be like,
wait a minute,
let's bring it up and mock them. That's up, dude. That's a dude. By using them as an insult.
This is you back in your victim thing.
No, I'm not being a victim. I'm saying the jokes you're doing is not. It's not like.
It's not PC.
That's not cool.
You know what's really great?
Triggering.
You're triggered. It's not PC. You don't get it. You're being a victim. Within seconds, these people have turned into caricatures. All Shane had to do was sit there.
Because a lot of it, like I felt what Andrew was going through. Because it's like Shane called them young, but a lot of Shane's appeal is being like that drunk frat boy humor. So it's like to call them young, but your comedy is some young nigga shit. It's kind of, whatever. And then for all of you that don't know, Shane has a Down syndrome relative.
Yeah.
So
and restaurant.
Oh, that he
they opened like his family opened a restaurant where Down syndrome people are the 100% of the employees.
Oh, that's kind of fire.
He has a joke about it in the special. He's like, businesses, you could probably imagine that. That's
right. That's hilarious.
Oh no,
you see, but that's funny.
Good. That's pretty good.
That's a funny joke.
It's a good way to get some good tips, man.
Yeah. Oh, the tips are probably crazy.
Oh my god, it's a good way to.
I'm about to put an act on, nigga.
Yeah.
Oh whoa.
Start waiting tables on the weekend.
Oh man.
But I will. Yeah, that is crazy. Jesus Christ, nigga.
But in the midst of
flight
all,
attendant.
I'm trying to figure out. Do we have anything else from this?
I was about to say one thing that I do find really hilarious about D'Angelo is like the way he disregards people. Like there was a moment I meant to timestamp it, but he just completely belittled Mark's existence. Like he is. Yo, Mark had made a comment. The nigga paused the video. He zoomed in on Mark. He was like, I don't know what this guy thinks he's saying, but he ain't saying shit at all. And I was like, damn, nigga, that's Mark. I love Camp Gagnon, man. You can't just throw away Mark like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I think this is the I'm trying to figure out how I should put this together. Go ahead.
I was about to say,
give him some time.
𝙼𝙾𝚃𝚃, the black dude.
Yeah, 𝙼𝙾𝚃𝚃.
Puerto Rican some days.
Yeah.
Depends on what the topic is.
Cinco de Mayo.
If Umar's around, he's black.
They do to him what we do to you.
If Russ is there.
Right.
But is he should he have any responsibility of checking Schulz? Because I was thinking, like, if you look back at like Opie and Anthony, Patrice did a lot of checking.
He definitely did.
For our community.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, Patrice wasn't there. It just would have been a bigotry, like just some bigot shit.
Yeah.
So, and he was the only black dude around.
Yeah.
So, like, Alex Media being the only nigga besides Akash, whenever he, you know, feels cool enough or whatever.
Yeah.
Should he be owed, or should he have any responsibility of kind of being like, yo, Schulz, you know, white bitches' feet stink, or saying something?
He does it in a joking way, though, not in a way that's
he don't really be
serious,
standing on it
to where you're really defending us.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey man, we got do-rags, nigga. What you mean?
Because you can't
because
trying to defend something as far as like the black race around Schulz, it would be in itself a headache. Because Schulz would try to just do it more.
I know it's like,
but there is a way to get the point across that, like, look, nigga, I'm not just going to allow you
You
to
have to
say,
slow down a little bit, my nigga.
You can say it, but just know I will say some stupid shit, whether it will derail the whole
just
show.
know there's a level that you can't pass.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, because I remember,
but he never does that though. Nobody on that show does that.
Nah.
There's like no pushback because there's that whole big clip of that's also like recently where Schulz and Akash was kind of going back and forth about Indian culture, and they were all talking about how like Schulz was like disrespecting Indian culture, and then it took him like 12 minutes before he was like, "Oh, look, my bad. I didn't mean to like shit on your people like that." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Akash was like, "All right, you good?" Like,
yeah, and even with that in particular, because I remember there was another podcast. I think it was a recent episode. Schulz was kind of lightly responding to that, like, yo, you go hard on Indians. He tried to make it seem like it's an inside joke that him and Akash both do. He was like, you call my people mudfuckers, I call your people sheepfuckers.
Yeah.
It's just what we
And they
do.
go back and forth,
but like, one nigga's doing it a little bit more.
Yeah,
To where
right.
It's not. It doesn't feel tit for tat.
Yeah.
and on top of that, it's always gonna look weird when a white man is like going Proud Boy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like going white nationalist essentially,
Especially when it's only kind of funny for the general public.
ain't even good
With
enough.
certain shit, you have to be just flat out funny.
That shit
like,
better be a
it's
banger.
nothing, no more, no less.
And it's only kind of funny because of what y'all are saying, where it's like he kind of does it a bit too much,
Yes.
right? So now it's
Yeah.
only become kind of funny.
But
to,
it's
to
funny.
the point that we
Start to
call
take serious.
that alt-right Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the point that he has a
Yeah.
whole name off associated with it.
Yeah.
But it is funny
And
how
we're gonna, my fault.
no.
Nah, my fault. Because we're gonna talk about it later anyway.
Let my little brother
if
talk.
it comes up.
Okay, well, I'll
Little
talk.
brother.
Big brother talk.
Nigga, where's your mustache?
Well, big brother talk, nigga.
Where's your mustache,
Where's
sir?
that fucking pubic hair you cut off? Good job,
Pubic
though.
hair I cut off. What are you talking
Good
about?
job.
man?
Everybody
I have
loves it.
something
You know
to
everybody
shade.
loves that, right?
I have something to
Everybody
shade.
loves that new look you got.
Everybody
I'm so proud
loves it
of
because
you.
I'm a handsome individual.
Cut that shit off.
One day they'll start loving you too.
Like I was saying, Alex Media should have some responsibility.
Yeah, but he ain't-
just a little bit.
He not a staying on bender, sir.
Yeah,
not
and
one
but
of
you
them niggas.
and you can't blame Alex before you blame the person that's causing the problem.
Of course.
Like it's not.
But no,
it's
no,
not Alex's job to make sure Schulz isn't allegedly racist.
Damn, this should have been
It's
its own
Schultz's job to
segment.
not be racist.
This is the perfect time to bring this in. This should have been its own segment.
What's up?